The Turkic language family is a huge family of languages with over 170 million native speakers, stretching all the way from Europe to Northeast Asia. There are many different languages in this family, including Turkish, Azerbaijani or Azeri, Turkmen, Kazakh, Tatar, and Uyghur, among others. Interestingly, I've spoken with people from Turkey who tell me that Turkic is a single language. Some of them said they can understand every single Turkic language to a large degree, but others say that their comprehension is limited until they get enough exposure to the language. The level of mutual intelligibility is often highest for certain languages that are geographically close to each other, like Turkish and Azerbaijani, which are said to be anywhere from 65% to 90% mutually intelligible. Azerbaijani speakers often understand Turkish better than the other way around because they see lots of Turkish TV shows. Turkish speakers tend to need several weeks of exposure in order to comprehend what Azerbaijani speakers are saying quite well. This may also depend on the region and dialect group. North Azerbaijani is spoken in Azerbaijan, and South Azerbaijani is spoken in some parts of Iran. Turkish and Azerbaijani are both members of the Oghuz branch of Turkic. Speakers of Oghuz Turkic began arriving in large numbers in both present-day Turkey and present-day Azerbaijan, as well as northwestern Iran, in the 11th century when the Seljuk Empire conquered the area. Then their speech began to diverge into various regional and local dialects, especially since they usually lived under different rulers. The Ottoman Empire had a standardized literary form of Turkish known as Ottoman Turkish, which was highly influenced by Persian and Arabic, and the literary language used in Azerbaijan was quite similar. After the Ottoman Empire fell, Turkey removed much of the Persian and Arabic vocabulary from literary Turkish, creating a new standard form of Turkish that favored words of Turkic origin. This never happened in Azerbaijani, so it retains more of those words than Turkish does. So, whereas in Turkey the word for yes is
Evet.
a Turkic word, in Azerbaijani it's
Bəli.
at least that's the word used in formal speech. The word for teacher, in Turkish
Öğretmen.
and in Azerbaijani.
Müəllim.
The word for school, in Turkish
Okul.
and in Azerbaijani.
Məktəb.
The word for province, in Turkish
İl.
and in Azerbaijani.
Vilayət.
The same loanword used to be used in the Ottoman Empire and in Turkey until 1960, but it's not used for the modern provinces. The word for doctor, in Turkish
Doktor.
and in Azerbaijani.
Həkim.
Persian and Arabic words like these in Azerbaijani often sound old-fashioned and funny to Turkish speakers, but there are still a decent number of Arabic and Persian words in Turkish too. They weren't all successfully removed from the language. It's also worth noting that the Turkish language reforms replaced the Perso-Arabic script with the Latin script, which Turkish is still written in today. In Iran, South Azerbaijani, or Azeri as it's often called there, is still written in the Perso-Arabic script. Until its independence in 1991, Azerbaijan spent most of the 19th and 20th centuries under the control of the Russian Empire, then the Soviet Union, and in 1939 North Azerbaijani began to be written in the Cyrillic script. It now uses the Latin script, but there are Russian loanwords in the language. For example, the word for closet, in Turkish
Dolap.
and in Azerbaijani.
Şkaf.
The word for pencil, in Turkish
Kalem.
and in Azerbaijani.
Karandaş.
Interestingly, this word was borrowed from Russian, but Russian actually borrowed this word from a different Turkic language, not Azerbaijani, but a different one. So it's like Russian borrowed the word and then lent it back. Azerbaijani also has a cognate of the Turkish word,
Qələm.
but it means pen rather than pencil. There are also words of Russian origin used in administration and military. For example, the word for headquarters, in Turkish
Merkez.
and in Azerbaijani.
Ştab.
The word for division, in Turkish
Bölük.
and in Azerbaijani.
Divizya.
Loanwords aside, plenty of other common words are different as well. For instance, the word for probably, in Turkish
Galiba.
and in Azerbaijani.
Deyəsən.
The word meaning supposedly, in Turkish
Sanki.
and in Azerbaijani.
Elə bil.
And the list goes on. As is normally the case with closely related languages, there are numerous false friends in Turkish and Azerbaijani, words that look and sound similar but have different meanings.
Yaz.
Yaz.
In Turkish, this means summer, and in Azerbaijani, it means spring.
Çörek.
Çörək.
In Turkish, this means muffin, but in Azerbaijani, it means bread.
Pul.
Pul.
In Turkish, this means postage stamp, but in Azerbaijani, it means money.
Sümük.
Sümük.
In Turkish, this means snot, as in nasal mucus. while in Azerbaijani it means bone.
Pislik.
Pislik.
In Turkish, this word means dirt. In Azerbaijani, it means harm or a harmful act. In some cases, cognate words may be difficult to recognize because of multiple differences in spelling and pronunciation. For example, the word meaning like that in Turkish
Öyle.
and in Azerbaijani.
Ele.
The word meaning sublime in Turkish
Yüce.
and in Azerbaijani.
Uca.
The word for grazing in Turkish
Otlatma.
and in Azerbaijani.
Otarma.
There are many little differences in pronunciation and orthography between the two languages. There are too many little differences to talk about all of them, but let's look at a few examples. Some of the words starting with the letter B in Turkish start with M in Azerbaijani. While the other personal pronouns are the same, the one meaning I is different in Turkish
Ben.
and in Azerbaijani.
Men.
The word for thousands in Turkish
Bin.
and in Azerbaijani.
Min.
For some Turkish words that have the letter D or K in the middle, the D or K becomes doubled in Azerbaijani. Look at the following numbers, for example. 7,
7.
7.
8,
8.
8.
9.
9.
9.
Also, notice the K in Turkish becomes Q in Azerbaijani, which represents the sound G as it appears next to the hard vowels. This is because the old unpalatalized K sound became voiced to G in Azerbaijani. K still occurs, but only in loanwords. The word for woman in Turkish
Kadın.
and in Azerbaijani.
Kadın.
The word for far.
Uzak.
Uzak.
Note that at the end of a word, Q is pronounced H. The letter Q is not used in Turkish. For some Turkish words that start with G, G is replaced with K in Azerbaijani. For example, the word for shirt
Gömlek.
Köynek.
and the word for heart in the abstract sense of the word.
Gönül.
Gönül.
In Azerbaijani, there's a tendency for side-by-side consonants to undergo metathesis. In other words, their order becomes reversed. This happens in many words in very casual speech, but even some standard formal words have undergone metathesis. The word for soil,
Toprak.
Torpak.
the word for leaf,
Yaprak.
Yarpak.
the word for naked,
Çıplak.
Çılpak.
the word for incense.
Tütsü.
Tüstü.
And in Azerbaijani, it means smoke rather than incense. The voiced consonants b, j, d, and g never occur at the end of a word in Turkish, whereas they can in Azerbaijani. In Turkish, their voiceless equivalents, p, ch, t, and k, are used instead. For example, the word for book. In Turkish, it's,
Kitap.
and in Azerbaijani, it's,
Kitap.
the word for crown. In Turkish,
Taç.
and in Azerbaijani,
Taç.
the word for milk.
Süt.
Süt.
For Turkish words that begin with vowels, it's common for the Azerbaijani cognate word to have an H before the initial vowel, pronounced H. For example, the word for spider.
Örümcek.
Örümcek.
Örgü.
This word means knitting or braiding in Turkish.
Örgü.
In Azerbaijani, it refers to braiding or bricklaying, like in construction. When the letter A comes before V in Turkish, in Azerbaijani it's an O, and the combination of O plus V sounds like O. For example, the word for rabbit in Turkish
Tavşan.
and in Azerbaijani.
Tavşan.
The word for rye in Turkish
Çavdar.
and in Azerbaijani.
Çavdar.
In Turkish, an apostrophe is used to add a suffix to a proper noun, like the name of a person, place, or thing, but not in Azerbaijani. For example,
Bakü'de.
Bakıda.
this means in Baku, which is a city in Azerbaijan. In both Turkish and Azerbaijani, there's this letter. In Azerbaijani, this letter is pronounced g, like a soft G in Spanish. In Turkish, it isn't really pronounced as a consonant anymore, but normally indicates that the previous vowel is lengthened. In Turkish, this letter, called yumuşak G, or soft G, can appear next to any vowel. In Azerbaijani, when it occurs next to a soft vowel, it becomes Y. For example, the word for needle,
İğne.
İğne.
the word for button.
Düğme.
Düğme.
Also, when the letter G appears next to a hard vowel in a Turkish word, in the equivalent Azerbaijani word, it's the soft G, r, called re in Azerbaijani. The word for wave,
Dalga.
Dalga.
the word for emotion.
Duygu.
Duygu.
I should note that the more common word for emotion in Azerbaijani is,
Emosya.
which looks to me like a Russian loanword. Grammar. The grammar of Turkish and Azerbaijani is basically the same. Both are agglutinative languages that follow the same system of adding derivational affixes to roots to create longer words. But there are some isolated differences. To use a verb in a subordinate clause with the meaning of when the action takes place, the Turkish verb has the suffix,
ince, ınca,
while Azerbaijani has,
hende, anda,
for example, the verb meaning to flow. With the following forms, it expresses the meaning of when it flows. In Turkish
akınca,
and in Azerbaijani.
akanda,
There's a difference in the definite accusative forms of nouns in Turkish and Azerbaijani. When the accusative suffix is added to a noun ending in a vowel, in Turkish the consonant y is added to the beginning of the suffix, while in Azerbaijani the consonant n is added. For example, this word which means person in Turkish and man, as in male, in Azerbaijani.
kişi,
kişi,
Now the accusative form, in Turkish
kişiyi,
and in Azerbaijani.
kişini,
Here's an example sentence. In Turkish,
o kişiyi tanımıyorum.
this means I don't know that person. In Azerbaijani,
o kişini tanımıram.
this means I don't know that man. In Azerbaijani, the usual word for person is
Şəxs,
an Arabic word that's also used in Persian.
o şəxsi tanımıram.
This means I don't know that person. Why is there no n sound in the accusative form? Because this word ends in a consonant, not in a vowel. Turkish also has a cognate of this word,
Şahıs,
which is a synonym of,
kişi,
but is used less often. In Turkish, there's a present continuous suffix, ior, though the first vowel changes depending on the vowels in the verb root. We just saw this suffix in the previous sentence. This suffix is not used in Azerbaijani and might sound funny to Azerbaijani speakers. For example, this means he's coming in Turkish
geliyor,
and in Azerbaijani.
Gəlir,
As is typical in agglutinative languages, this one word is a whole sentence. This is the root meaning come. This is the present continuous. This is the general present suffix. And there's nothing after that, meaning there's no personal ending. So we know this is in the third person singular, he, she, or it. In Azerbaijani, there's a negative prefix, na, that comes from Persian, which is productive, meaning that new words can be produced using it. In Turkish, it's only used for a small number of pre-existing archaic words. For example, in both Turkish and Azerbaijani, this word means complete.
tamam,
tamam,
In Turkish, the word for incomplete is,
eksik,
in Azerbaijani it's,
natamam,
eksik bir cümle,
this means an incomplete sentence. In Azerbaijani,
natamam cümlə,
aside from the different word for incomplete, notice that the Turkish phrase has an extra word. In Azerbaijani, there's no indefinite article, but in Turkish, the word meaning one can be used as an indefinite article. In a noun phrase like this with an adjective, the word comes after the adjective if it's being used as an indefinite article. It would come before the adjective if it were being used as a number. Unlike in Turkish, in Azerbaijani, the question-forming suffixes are placed at the end of the sentence. For example, the sentence meaning, can you come over here? In Turkish it's,
buraya gelebilir misiniz?
word for word it's, here, come able, question you are. In Azerbaijani it's,
bura gələ bilərsinizmi?
word for word it's, here, come, able you are, question. But in daily spoken Azerbaijani, usually the question suffixes are not even used, and questions are indicated with intonation instead. Also notice that in Turkish,
Bilmek,
meaning to be able to, is a suffix on the verb, but in Azerbaijani it's a separate word, and other elements are suffixed to it. As you can see, Turkish and Azerbaijani are closely related and very similar. The way they work is basically the same, but you also saw that there are lots of minor differences in pronunciation, spelling, and grammar that you would need to become familiar with in order to fully understand the other language. The biggest difference probably lies in the vocabulary, since the two languages have moved in different directions, especially with the 1920s language reforms in Turkey. But they are indisputably sister languages, and a native speaker of either one can get used to hearing the other relatively easily. Speaking the other one well is another matter and would probably take longer. The question of the day. For speakers of Turkish and Azerbaijani, how well are you able to communicate with speakers of the other language? And to other people, what's your impression of Turkish and Azerbaijani? Do the differences stand out to you as major? And now it's time to say thanks to all of the LangFocus Patreon supporters, especially the ones whose names appear right here on the screen, because they are the top-tier Patreon supporters. So I want to emphatically say thank you to them. And to everyone, thank you for watching and have a nice day.